Imagine catching a glimpse.
What are you doing in my house?
What are you doing in my house?
I live here.
No, I live here.
Of your future.
Oh my God. That's her.
No, that's not possible.
You really are from the future.
Witness the story of 4 young girls.
We're paper girls. So we stick together.
Who are about to discover who they really are.
You don't know who you're about to become.
Paper Girls. Watch now. Only on Prime Video.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz podcast.
We're about to try something here where we merge shows with Dan Patrick, but it's a little bit awkward because I'm going to be mostly being interviewed. We don't do the same show, even though I have great and profound respect for Dan Patrick, and he's given us permission to do some of the things around here that we do, like producers talking, because he was doing it before we were doing it. And I was admiring what he was doing on television before we were doing it. My father has arrived here, and he is not a great secret keeper. My father can be a little clumsy around secrets in our family, and we're about to talk to Dan Patrick, and I'd like to put some jokes in for the audience among what it is that we're doing, and I'd like to talk to all of you guys about how we do that. But before we do that, Papi, what you see happening with the Dolphins right now. You've been making fun of the Dolphins basically the entire time that you and I have known each other. And you are noticing what's happening right now with the Dolphins as they embarrass themselves again and think what?
Well, they make the headlines. That's what they were looking for, right? I mean, tampering. Tom Brady, Sean Payton, those are big names, you know what I mean? Stephen Ross. He was caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
Both hands were in the cookie jar. It was a good cookie jar. And
that was an expensive cookie jar.
It was an expensive cookie jar. And we're going to talk to Dan Patrick about it now because he calls sometimes when there is Dolphin news. What are some of the things we could do for just our audience in that segment? Do you guys have any ideas?
Dan, I have an idea. You ready?
Yes, your whispering is better than mine.
Yeah. What if we ask Dan Patrick and the Danettes, if they're still called that, what they would do if they found a brick of cocaine?
Oh, that's a good question.
You like that one?
That is a good question.
Write it down.
I am going to write down.
Get a pen. Write it down.
Dad, what do you think you would do if you found a brick of cocaine? If you're walking along,
I don't know, man. I mean, bro, I wouldn't take a chance, though. No, I'm a chicken when it comes to that. Probably just walk away from it. You know what I mean? And let somebody else grab it and run with it.
a wise move by my father that keeps him out of jail. Okay, that's a good suggestion. What other suggestions?
Can you sing any of your opinions on Stephen Ross? Like Bruce Springsteen in Dancing in the Dark. Stephen Ross got suspended.
Had his hand in the cookie jar.
He lost a couple of draft picks.
He was caught tampering.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Oh, man, that's too bad.
Can't hire Tom Brady.
Are they
Can't
live
hire
also?
Tom Brady without losing picks.
He tried to get Sean Payton.
And then he called Tommy.
Are they live also?
They are live.
I think they're live.
Oh, they're live? Oh, boy.
Curse.
Okay, there's been.
That's good.
There's the Percocet.
I mean, yeah. Molly Percocet.
The T-Pain song, is there a way? What are the rights issues? He doesn't have to deal with any, right? I could just fire off the T-Pain song at some point.
I think they play actual commercial music on their program, so nice. I think we can play a little T-Pain for you.
Here's what you do: you ask him if he's ever watched movies that are poorly rated on Rotten Tomatoes. Wondered whether they were accurately rated or maybe didn't get a fair shake. And then you plug Cinephobe. I think the fans will love it.
And then he's going to do his Jack Palance impersonation.
Oh, that's what you do? He said, oh, my God, you got to hit him with the Ray Tango.
What a terrible idea.
He dances in and he waltzes away with my drugs. He wrote down Ray Tango. Yeah, I made the list.
I just want words that can be secrets to our audience that might be able to be worked in as we have done over the years into the programming that is slightly less overt than the stuff that you guys are talking about.
Does he have anything that he can be stubbornly defiant on? Some stubborn defiance.
Can we throw in a hubba hubba?
Ooh.
Can you ascertain something?
What if you say that Stephen Ross is real guaperia to do something like this?
Or explain what Stephen Ross did by saying your third eye was open.
You're really self-involved with your suggestions. Do you have any suggestions that don't serve you and serve the audience?
Black in my day.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Sugats here for my friends over at Simply Safe. Around here, we talk a lot about the importance of good defense on the field or court. But what about defending your own home turf? Pretty important, huh? We believe home should be the safest place on earth for every family, which is why I use and recommend Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe is advanced whole home security that puts you, your home, and your family's safety first. Here's why I love it. Easy to install. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I love to be able to keep an eye on my driveway to see what packages are coming up, keep an eye, see when the kids get home, when I'm away. I love Simply Safe. It is amazing. Simply Safe offers comprehensive protection, not only against intruders and burglary, but against expensive home hazards from flooding to fires with 24/7 professional monitoring. Simply Safe's agents take action the moment a threat is detected. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/DLB. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. Again, that's simplysafe.com/DLB.
Dan Le Batard.
Sports!
Stugats.
More sports!
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
Dan Le Batard, host of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz, co-founder of Meadowlark Media, joining us on the program. Good morning, Dan. How are you?
Is it, Dan? You only call me when this unending river of diarrhea that is the Miami Dolphins does something nationally to embarrass our region and stain everything that used to be Dolphins football. Is it really? You call to laugh at me.
No, with you.
No, I am trying to ascertain with the strongest parts of my soul whether or not you have any use for this relationship except when an offensive line coach does cocaine or an offensive lineman bullies somebody else. Like the only times you call me, I saw you yesterday. I was insane with jealousy. You're talking to Pat McAfee about the origins of his career, but me, no. It's only when the Dolphins do something stupid. It's infuriating. It's hurtful. I was excited. Like, we played yesterday. We had a 65-yard pass in training camp that represented the best thing that's happened here in 20 years. And we got so excited that we were playing T-Pain's terrible Dolphins song yesterday. Listen to this.
Wow.
It was music in my heart, and then Stephen Ross comes and poops on it, and then I'm like, and then I'm avoiding when I see your call come up on the, I'm like, really? They're calling me again? This is the only time they're interested in me.
Oh, that song can really inspire you to maybe tamper or tank. Which one do you want to talk about, Dan, with your Dolphins?
The incompetence is laughably amusing at this point, is it not? That you would... This is the greatest winner we've known, and they lose the draft picks that it would have cost to actually get him. So they only fail to get him, and in so doing, the media gets everything wrong on the front end of this, Dan. If you remember how some of this broke, Adam Schefter and Darlington were out there for a weekend with the report that Brady was retiring when he publicly sent out the statement that wasn't meant as a retirement. It was meant as goodbye to Tampa, and Boston gets mad because they're like, why weren't we mentioned? Well, you weren't mentioned because it wasn't meant as a retirement. Like, he was coming to be the quarterback for the Dolphins, or to try to be through the executive route, you know, trying to do LeBron stuff because he's figured out with the player empowerment that he's worth $375 million as a side job. that nobody knows he's any good at because he can do anything he wants. And this was such a gangster move that was almost executed, and the Dolphins just screwed all of it up. And it didn't happen only because of the unprecedented lawsuit that involves racism that cost them their coach.
Okay, but can you at least respect the Dolphins that they're trying to win? So they tampered. They tried to get Sean Payton, tried to get Brady. They tried to tank so they could get Joe Burrow. So they're at least trying.
I love that take, and we mocked Chris Cody for that take yesterday because how irresponsible it is. You're out here actively advocating for do everything you can to win, including cheating. Just do it well and don't get caught.
Yes.
I can't believe that's where your career has now taken you, Patrick, where do the immoral thing to win. Why wouldn't you? But I'm in total agreement with you. The only part of this that's objectionable is that he failed. Not that they failed to successfully cheat well as opposed to cheating poorly.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Would you rather have Joe Burrow or Tom Brady?
Well, come on. I'd rather have Joe Burrow because, no, you're right. I'd rather have Brady because he's going to last longer than Burrow. He's going to play into his 70s.
Now that's a hot take right there.
No, it's not a hot take. It's just the most obvious thing that Brady is still going to be winning Super Bowls, actively dragging a dialysis machine next to him with the nurses from hospice running after him.
How confident are you in Tua this year?
I believe in the Dolphins this year for the first time in 25 years.
No, Tua.
Well, but they're masking it. You say no, Tua, but Garoppolo got within a throw of being a champion, and they were disguising it. Like Tua, they've put all the pieces around him so that all he's got to do is be accurate and not have a historically bad offensive line. Everything, like this has been pushed to the front, to the middle of the table. Everything, all or nothing, has been fast-forwarded on the young quarterbacks because everyone's realized that you have to have value at that position in order to game the system. And for the moment, they have value at that position. He's cheap. Can you put all the things around him? They've got an offensive line. When I tell you historically bad, Dan, I think it's impossible to evaluate what Tua is given that he had less time, according to Pro Football Focus, than any quarterback has ever had. More pass rushing, more pass blocking failures than we've ever seen since they've been tracking it. I love that they're entering this season with a fantasy player that is being described as a chaos player because everyone listening to this has an opinion, but nobody listening to this has any earthly idea what's going to happen with this quarterback.
He's Dan Le Batard, host of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz. You and Stu Gatz okay? I mean, felt like there was a little friction. You had reached out to me wanting to know if maybe my show versus your show, Family Feud. And then it felt like you were having a family feud within your family with you and Stu Gatz.
Yes, we're okay. I've been married to somebody for nearly 20 years who's despicable, and I understand what's in my bed.
Wow.
What? What do you mean, wow? It's the whole formula. What do you mean? We were Mike and Mike, odd couple. Like, what do you mean, wow? Like, it's you. Wait a minute. What do you mean, wow? You were at my wedding and Stu Gatz tried to run off with you. Like
he did.
What do you mean, wow? People think that's fake. That's not fake. That's real.
He did take me home. He dropped me off.
Hubba.
He dropped me off. Okay. Do you love your wife or Stu Gatz more?
What are you talking about?
Who's more important for your career?
I love
your wife or Stu Gatz?
I love my wife a million times more than Stu Gatz. I barely love Stu Gatz, but I do love him.
Who's more important for your career?
Who is more important for my career? My wife is the reason that I'm doing all of the things I'm presently doing that I could not do with Stu Gatz. Like the reasons that I've made some of the choices that I've made to protect us.
All right. So you want to do this Family Feud one day where it's my show versus your show?
I'd like to do it on Family Feud if they ever did a celebrity Family Feud, or I'd like for you, because you've got game show connections, right? Everybody listening to this knows the story of how it is that you turn down The Price is Right. Does everyone know this story?
Yes, I believe so.
For those listening right now, just quickly, you didn't know that you had accepted the job to replace, you were going to be Drew Carey, or you were being asked without knowing the salary, will you take this job? It's being offered to you, and your response was, but I need to know the salary, correct?
I was told that the job was mine. And then they were going to set up a Price is Right set in San Antonio. I was covering the NBA Finals. They said, we just want to see how you look on camera. But Bob Barker had signed off on this. And then I said, well, what do I get paid? And they said, if you accept the job, we'll tell you how much you get paid. And I said, I can't do this. I can't do this.
And what did the job pay?
$10 million.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
Not total, a year, correct? $10 million a year.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's like, and Drew Carey is the host of Price is Right, and he's making $10 million a year. My wife goes, did you know that? I go, no, I didn't. I did not know that.
I
could never have left these guys, though. I could never have left these people. I made the right decision.
No, you did not.
Maybe not. But it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it could be worse. I could be there with Stu Gatz.
You can't do both though. It was an either or choice. You had the Barkley Live Golf. It was an either or.
Yes.
Don't you have other game show experience though? You've hosted, like, you could get us in the game show world somewhere to be able to have a competition against your show. Could you not?
Okay, Paulie. Would you get a hold of the producer? We know the producer.
Celebrity Family Feud?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know of him.
Yeah. Why don't you reach out and see? I think they had the Joe Buck family on there. So, I mean, I got to believe we're bigger celebrities than the Joe Buck family.
You are. So we could, if not there, we'll do it somewhere else. We should figure out how to do this.
Okay.
But I'd like to ask your group of, we're in the middle of doing our show and we're just coming out of a segment. So I'd like to ask your guys, all of them there, and you, because we were just discussing this hypothetically, and it's Miami, of course. If any of them happened upon a brick of cocaine, what do they do? Like on the beach, you're walking on the beach and there is a brick of cocaine. What is the answer? Not having given it much thought, hypothetically, what do you do?
Okay, so if this happened to me again when I was in Miami, so the first time, my answer is different.
You a brick of cocaine in the car.
Yeah, my answer is different this time around than the first time that it happened to me in Miami. Let's go around the horn here. Seton, I'm going to start with you. So, for no other reason, and you look like you're ready with an answer.
I would alert the proper authorities of said brick of cocaine, of course.
Okay. Marv?
I'm going to sell that thing.
He's the only. My guys weren't brave enough. My guys were not brave enough to just say it like that.
Okay. Fritzy, what would you do if you found a brick of cocaine?
I would contact the local police and find out how to get it to the
Of course you would. Of course. Paulie?
I can't imagine there's going to be a reward posted for this because but if there was, that'd be great. Now, I think I'd turn into the authorities. I'd like to think that I would pull a Marvin and put it out there. What's in the movie True Romance? He finds the drugs, he tries to sell it.
Can I change my answer to I'd sell half of it?
What, Fritzy?
What if you were to sell it and somehow all of a sudden on the news there was a contaminated weed or whatever and people got sick or died because there was something?
It's cocaine, not weed. And why are you a buzzkill?
It's just sitting there, a brick of
contaminated weed.
Someone could get sick from it, and you sold it without knowing where it came from.
No, it's just a simple.
I want to ask some follow-ups. Can I? Seton, Marv, next steps, please. Take me, when you say sell it, take me through the particulars of the next steps. You've immediately found it. Now we're driving home with it in the car. I want all the details.
That's a fair question of how do you sell said brick of cocaine? See,
well, the first thing you'd have to do some quality control.
You got to
make sure. And then probably about a month and a half later, I'd be broke.
Okay. So you might not sell as much as you planned on.
Good intentions to sell it.
Yeah. Marv, what would you do selling the brick of cocaine?
I'd go around, see who's who and what's what, and make sure it doesn't. I'm not selling it to
I got you, Marvin.
No. See, you knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know who's who and what's what. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna go into detail.
You gotta go into details. What I'm asking you.
No.
The details can't be who's who.
You're trying to find out if you're not selling it to an undercover cop.
My guys are street. We know.
Right.
We know what's going on here. We're straight out of Connecticut here. You got any other questions here for my posse?
I do have a question actually for you here because
Okay.
Chris Whittingham is a lifelong Dolphin fan, and I want for him to just read to you in a second the list of quarterbacks they've had out here because it's been an irrelevant regional team for 20 years.
We don't have that much time to do all of the quarterbacks. do we?
I want to ask you off the top of your head, and I don't think it's a hole in anyone's knowledge to not know the answer to this question. Can you tell me when the last time was you paid attention to the Dolphins doing anything on the field because you thought they were good? Like, just off the top of your head, when's the last time any of you guys who work in sports remember the Dolphins being good or carrying with them?
I think Ryan Fitzpatrick made them interesting for a month. That's the last time that there was a curiosity there of could he win a game or lose a game.
Ryan Fitzpatrick should go into the Hall of Fame with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick just because they feasted on him in every team in that division. That is not that Ryan Fitzpatrick being the choice for the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins. If that represents the best of what you've remembered about the Dolphins.
No, I'm just saying recently, Ryan Tannehill, he wasn't entertaining, but he was serviceable.
Okay, serviceable.
The Jay Cutler year, they were interesting.
Okay, give him the list, Whittingham. Just
Chad Pennington.
Yeah, just
interesting.
Yeah, Jay Fiedler and Ray Lucas and Joey Harrington and Josh McCown and
Gus
Tyler
Farad.
Thigpen. Gus Farad, Cleo Lemon, John Beck, Ryan Tannehill, Chad Henne,
AJ
Feely. It's just been a morass of awful.
You only call me.
But the problem is you guys win 6 or 7 games. Like, you got to be worse. That's like, your owner is right. We screw it up and win 6 or 7 games. We got to be worse than that. That's been your problem. You haven't been bad enough to get good.
They were 1-15 one year with Cleo Lemon and John Beck. And they could have been worse that season if not for Greg Camarillo ending.
But didn't
Brian
you take
Billick's
an offensive lineman? Didn't you take Jake Long after a 1-15 season?
Oh my God, Dan! They have taken.
You passed on Matt Ryan that year, I believe.
They have taken so many offensive linemen. They have spent so much money on offensive line. They have swallowed Nick Saban and Bill Parcells spending money on offensive line. And I will say this again, Dan, the worst pass blocking in the history of records on these things last year.
I'm glad we could talk.
Are you?
I am. I always feel better about my life when I talk to you.
Don't forget to curse, Billy Gill says to me in my headset, not helpfully. It was nice Ray-tangoing with you, sir.
Yeah. Let's do it again, and maybe we do a family feud, my family versus your family.
I want to do that.
And the winner gets a brick of cocaine.
and Marv ends up in prison forever.
And Marvin's going to do time, but he's going to sell, and then we'll make some money, and then he'll be doing some time. Thank you, Dan.
It's always nice seeing you, buddy.
That's Dan Le Batard, host of the Dan Le Batard, with his former good friend, Stu Gotts. We'll take a break. We're back after this.
Dan Le Batard. That bear was not on Hal's deck. Excuse me. I was going to say desk. I meant deck. I botched it. Terrible. $2. Penalty box, 2 minutes. See ya. Home for the day. Walk to the ocean. What do you want me to do? Super Bowl week, Dan. I didn't ask for any of this. And I have no money. Aqua?
Stugats. Walk to the ocean.
What?
Walk to the ocean.
I really have no money.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I'll do the show without you.
I don't like.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code DAN for a special offer when you sign up. That's code DAN only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Dan Patrick. How many millions? How many millions did he pass up? $10 million a year.
$10 million a year. But, Amin, if somebody offered you a job but didn't tell you how much they'd pay you,
It's The Price is Right.
But what if at the end of it you sign up and it's 1.5 million, which is it's still a lot of money, but he's making that amount of money doing his radio show with his mates.
See, that's the complicated part. Where I don't know how I'm operating under the assumption that Dan Patrick is well off, but he's not making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? And the reality is he might be making a lot of money. 10 million may not have been that much of a boost. But counterpoint, it's a hell of a lot less work.
Yeah.
To do The Price is Right?
They probably do like 5 episodes a day and then you're done for the week. It's like basically a day a week job.
Yeah, you knock it all out.
And do you think, but now I guess here's the other thing though, is that, it's a business for Seaton and Fritzy and Paulie and the Danettes. Marv now, obviously.
Marv, shout out to Marv.
Who we learned is going to sell a brick
That's
of
my
cocaine.
guy.
Really?
That's my friend, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was your guy because you agree with him selling a brick of cocaine.
I know Marvin Prince. That's my buddy, man. He used to work at ESPN up in Bristol.
So he felt like he wanted to sustain an enterprise for his friends and for his confidants that he built it.
Why couldn't he keep doing that?
He could do the show. Look,
you don't.
This is the other giveaway. This is the red flag, right, or a green flag, I should say, in this case. They wanted to build a replica set in San Antonio just because he happened to be there for the finals. What? How much money are they throwing around if they're going to build they couldn't wait a couple of days for him to fly to LA? They were going to build a replica set. It's like the rehearsal. Like, what's the budget here?
Oh, the budget here is astronomical, I would have to imagine.
So Seaton and Fritzy and Marv and Paulie and all those guys, they couldn't get jobs?
But you're already on the back foot, right? No. You're already on the back foot because The Price is Right is dictating terms to you at that point. If they wouldn't tell you the salary, it's basically take this job under our conditions. It's not even necessarily about we're not going to tell you the salary. It's take this job and we're not telling you anything about it. Who would accept a job under those circumstances?
I would, because it's The Price is freaking Right. This is what I would do. I would say, I'll take the job. I don't need to know what the salary is. All I need to know is my people are taken care of.
You're such a good guy.
But what if the people at The Price is Right going, no?
If they say no,
you either take this job or you don't.
Then I'm sorry, Seaton, Fritzy, Marv, Paulie. You boys on your own.
You think that they would have been like an actual functioning replica set? Like, what do they do with the big wheel or like the Plinko?
You think they brought what's the mountain the climbing game cliffhanger? Yeah.
They bring the cars. They bring everything. There's washing machines.
They're
gonna have replica prizes.
Do you think they'd have like an audience full of people that have all done cocaine before going in, like standing outside, lining up? Why is that? There is not an audience anywhere in television more excited to be there than The Price is Right audience.
Dude,
I know, but how do they do that?
I watched a documentary about The Price is Right a few nights ago. Amin, have you seen this?
You have watched have you reached the end of streaming? Like you've watched everything.
And
I also know
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
I also know you haven't watched it because you probably spend 85% of that on your phone.
That's true. I was on TikTok.
You grab like the important bits.
Oh my God, I went down a weird TikTok rabbit hole. But I'm going to stay focused on The Price is Right.
I'm bookmarking the rabbit hole, though.
It was a documentary about this guy who basically made this massive Excel spreadsheet of every single item that had ever been on The Price is Right and knew to the cent how much everything cost. And he was in the audience for a bunch of Price is Right episodes, and then he finally was able to get on it, and he had this like special connection with the Price is Right hosts and stuff. Like, it was very, very weird, but like kind of like nice, because there was nothing like creepy or harmful or bad about it. This guy was just like a Price is Right genius. It was so weird. He had this Excel spreadsheet, so it'd be like, a LG refrigerator Model 3, $5,000, Model 3.1, like like literally 5 different versions of every item, and he'd have it all like done. It was incredible.
It's like the guy I saw a documentary about the guy that figured out the press your luck pattern. Remember the show Press Your Luck, or it kind of like bounce all around the board?
No whammies.
It had,
no whammies.
Yeah, exactly. So they back in the day before they had modern technology, they basically had like the same 11 patterns.
Like Simon.
And so he would guess correctly which pattern it was, and so he'd always end up 3,000 in a spin, 4,000 in a spin, 3. And actually, there was one time, and they showed it in the documentary, where he guessed wrong, but he won a vacation. And so you see for a moment, he's like, "Oh shit, Oh, yeah, vacation. Yeah. He got excited because he just was shooting for those 3,000. He's won like $117,000, which is probably a little much. Like if you don't want people to be onto you, like don't win 6 times as much money as anyone who's ever appeared on the show.
Counting cards on Press Your Luck. That's
exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
Geniuses.
So my friend works on the lot, the CBS lot. She works for the Corden show. But whenever, like, I've been there to visit, because I get to sit in the green room and drink for free, which is, look, let me tell you something. If you have a friend that works on a late show, their green rooms are way better than the green rooms we have, like, in sports. Way better.
Wait, so our kitchen doesn't...
We're not bad, actually.
We have liquor.
Our green room is an upgrade over the green room at ESPN, for sure. But, like, they at the lot or whatever, they've got, like, a bartender and an actual bar and everything, right? But again, right on the lot is the Price is Right studio. So every time I would go visit, I'd see all these goobers from Middle America just lined up, sitting around
what
waiting.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying.
What are you doing? What do you mean a snob?
You can tell where these people are from by the way they dress.
Middle America?
Middle America. You know which part.
Name a state. Try me.
Indiana.
Well, I can't say that many nice things about Indiana. Shit.
Other than the college that you went to.
Yeah. Sometimes not even that.
But yeah,
but people are like goobers in Middle America love the prices, right? I take offense to using the word goobers because people in Middle America love that show, and for them it's like it's a pilgrimage.
Goober, it's their mecca.
Yeah,
goobers in Middle America is what makes the Price is Right a successful enough venture to offer Dan Patrick a job that pays $10 million that he turned down because he thought they would lowball him. It's the Price is Right. The Price is, it's in the name. It's in the name. The Price is Right.
You know what? That's actually a brilliant shout. What if like the whole premise of The Price is Right is it's not for the contestants, it's for the hosts. And we know that it's like solving a riddle. When you get offered the job, it's like, well, the price will be right.
So this happened on the show Louis. You guys remember? Did anyone watch Louis? Where Louis C.K.
Way back in the day, I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it, though.
There was an episode, or like it was a storyline that he was picked to like succeed. Was it Letterman or like someone?
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, and it was the same. It was literally the same storyline. I'm remembering this right now. All of a sudden, where it was, yo, you got to do this, and he was like, well, what's it pay? And it's like, they're not going to tell you what it pays. They want to know that you're in. And Louis similarly was just like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. And then he finds out later they're offering like $25 million a year or something ridiculous like that. Nah, man. But I like the idea of it being like some Westworld thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
it's a riddle.
You think that this game is about like contestants coming in and guessing prices. No, really, it's about finding the successor for Bob Barker. And it took them like 7 million years. But they finally found him, Drew Carey.
But, okay. If he would have taken this job, one, he would have been a household name everywhere, right? Not just like in the sports world. So it would have been like profile. His profile would have been a lot bigger, right?
Sure.
And $10 million, he couldn't have hooked up his friends Marv and Polly and Seaton with like some
Golden
gigs
parachutes.
somewhere. Yeah, like pay them to do stupid things for you. Do a podcast and pay them their salary.
Hell, Dan hired Chris Cody to be his personal assistant. And he wasn't making $10 million a year.
I wonder if when Dan Patrick said, could you have also done the radio show? They said no. I wonder if The Price is Right is like, no, we don't. You're the Price is Right host.
Oh, they don't want you out here.
What you
doing
do?
other things?
You are not associated with anything other.
Open
than
an
The Price
Etsy
is
shop
Right.
or something.
Maybe the price isn't how much they'll pay you. It's the price of leaving your life behind and all your friends and what you've built to host a TV show across the country.
That's another excellent premise for a show.
Price.
My mind is blown right now.
The price of life.
The Price is Right. Now, I will say, Billy, do you think about Drew Carey more when he was on the Drew Carey show and Whose Line Is It Anyway than you do now?
Yuck.
What? Yuck?
You didn't like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Whose Line Is It Anyway?
No,
It's a
it's
great,
terrible.
great.
It is a little
what?
corny.
No, that's appalling.
Oh,
It is corny.
You guys don't know the
No.
magic of improv.
Oh, please.
Yes, and.
Not only that, but.
No, but.
So, Billy.
You're a big Ryan Styles guy over here.
Yeah,
Let's get
Colin
outta here.
Mockery as well. Yeah,
Explains why Roy isn't the big yes and guy around here, though.
But anyway, I feel like he had a bigger profile then than he does now. I feel like Drew Carey only does The Price is Right. We don't see him anywhere else.
I know, but that means his profile is smaller. He used to have 2 TV shows. He had his own like sitcom, and then he had.
That's what I'm saying. I'm arguing that Drew Carey is not as big of a figure in American pop culture now than he was then.
Yeah. But is he not doing anything else?
I don't
do
think
stand
so.
up? He doesn't do stand up?
I think he's just The Price is Right host.
Really?
Dude, if he's making $10 million, you think he's going around?
He's making more than $10 million. Let me tell you that.
Okay, but if he's making more than $10 million, you think he's going around doing a stand-up tour
these
for
guys,
what?
The guys love it.
They're insatiable.
They love it, man. I was on Andrew Schultz's podcast earlier this week, and we talked about because the lottery thing with the $1 billion, and if you won, would you keep doing what you do for a living? Go ahead, Billy.
Can we call him right now and you ask him if you get $10 million to do The Price is Right, he's still going to tour?
I already asked him this question. If he won $750 million, he said he'd still do it. He said he'd still do stand up if he won the lottery.
But that's not real. Like $750 million is not a real thing.
How many people here bought lottery tickets for that Mega Millions?
Oh, me.
Yeah,
I did not.
Not me, but my friends bought a lot.
Yeah, I bought $40 worth.
You guys ever get in a pool?
And I was
Yes.
You did?
So, Amin, did
But I
you
didn't buy
buy some Mega Millions?
I missed the cutoff. Yeah, I woke up and I was like, hopefully nobody won it.
It's crazy we still don't know who won it.
It's not crazy.
Well, I mean,
that person should go into hiding.
I would have done the same thing.
Just don't.
Same thing.
You guys not know how to do this? I might really have to teach you guys.
Oh no, we've been over our various strategies. I just think it's crazy. It hasn't been like, someone told a friend who told a friend, and then we found out.
You need to take a couple weeks, if not a month, to figure out exactly like the shell corp that you set up, that you claim it under, and what you do with the money and how you're going to take. Like, you're an idiot if the next day you come out, you're like, I have the winning ticket, because then you're done.
You're done. You're done. No, you got like Billy said. The first thing you do is get a lawyer. You lawyer up immediately, right? Then
create the LLC.
Right.
But
the lawyer.
But I mean, you don't know who to trust. That might honestly
lawyers.
No, but why would I trust a lawyer?
No, I'd go to a couple lawyers and I'd lie to the lawyers too. Like they wouldn't know exactly what they were dealing with.
No, but they can't be out here talking about I got the guy or I took an interview with the guy.
No, it's not about revealing your identity. It's trusting people with your money.
No.
Right, you go to the lawyer and you say, I have a very expensive proposition for you. Can I trust you? Also, I found a brick of cocaine and I need help with that too.
Different lawyer. You go to the lawyer. You shop around. You say, I'm coming into some money, but before I claim it, I want to know what's the best approach, right?
My grandmother died. She's leaving me, an inheritance. I want to know the best thing I should do with this money.
Right, and you talk to separate lawyers to figure out what's the best thing, right? Because you're not asking them to invest. You're asking them, how can I protect this thing from a very straightforward taxation kind of situation?
You're trying to figure out, in Mars' words, who's who and what's what.
Exactly, yes. So number 2, you gotta keep showing up to work. I cannot stress this enough. You cannot behave any differently. You have to keep showing up to work. I'm not saying you gotta be the employee of the month. You just keep showing up.
Really? Because I was thinking about it. I went through the whole scenario and I just would vanish.
No,
you wouldn't see me.
You can't vanish.
Really?
You can't vanish. You can't vanish because here's the thing. You don't have the money yet. So it's not. You can't I'm going to go to Brazil with what? You're going to max out whatever little credit card room you
feel like
have.
it'd be such an ordeal to get S corps ready and hire lawyers and all that. It'd become like a job.
Witty, if you disappear, we'd all think that you got caught and roped in for murder.
Someone.
Yeah, for serial
Wait,
killing.
hold on a second. You're worried about running up credit card bills when you have $1 billion coming to you 6 weeks later?
I'm not saying running up the bills. I'm saying, do I have the wherewithal to vanish and then live for quite a while without any actual money on me? Because it's not like my credit score went up. They don't know that I won the lottery. No one knows. So my current financial situation right now is what I'm going to have for the foreseeable future until that direct deposit hits. So you have to keep showing up to work. You can't tip off to anybody that anything is not on the up and up. You got to just keep acting normal. Man, and then what you do now, different people do different things. Whitty says he vanishes, right? I don't vanish. I'm not vanishing, baby. I'm gonna be right here.
You're hosting the next episode of Basketball Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got something for you. Instead of being on the up and up and being like, oh, everything's cool, I'm in my normal life, you act poor it's on the down and down. All of a sudden, you're like, man, I'm broke. I got no money. Like, this is crazy. I don't even know how I'm going to live next month.
Yeah.
Right. Live in your car.
Definitely, that's one of the rules. Make complaints. Like,
Be as deceitful as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Complain about everything.
Yeah, be like Stugazio.
Yeah, just everything. The price of gas.
Maybe Stugat's one.
He's not here, is he?
He was. Very briefly.
Yes, he did.
That's phase 3. Phase 3 is when you've received the money, you keep showing up to work, but you take time off. Like maybe you show up to work a little late. Maybe you take off a little early. Maybe you miss some days. Maybe you call out sick. Basically, everything that Stugatz has been doing for the last month and a half.
Solve the case, Tony.
That's what I do.
First one.
Where'd they say that winning ticket was sold? Illinois?
Illinois, yes.
Des Plaines, I think.
Chicago in Illinois, right?
Right by the airport.
Does Stugatz, has he been in Illinois anytime recently? Yeah. Okay. Does he have perhaps a family member who matriculates in the state of Illinois? Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I done cracked the case.
Hey.
I told you crack was back.